What we're starting to see going on here in the economy, we haven't really seen this happen, at least at this rate, before, but some of the people, people's favorite restaurants are starting to close. The most recent article that I read about is going to be about Red Lobster. They're closing down a lot of locations as bankruptcy concerns are starting to loom for the restaurant. Now, they're blaming it on something very interesting. I'm about to talk about that here in just a second. But this really isn't the only restaurant that has seen a lot of financial issues, a lot of financial trouble. A lot of restaurants are dealing with, a lot of really tough stuff right now. And so I want to dive into that because this is a huge indicator that things are starting to get worse in the economy. And we want to talk about in this video what we're going to do about it and how we can make money off of this, because I'm not just here to entertain and to educate. I'm here to show you guys what I'm going to be doing about all this stuff as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned throughout the entire video. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into, and by the way, I just do all these videos unedited, completely raw, no BS economics, guys, because I'm here to really show you guys what is most important to pay attention to. So when we look at these restaurants, I'm specifically talking about Red Lobster because this was the most recent article that I read. They had apparently done some sort of promotion to try to get customers into the door. What they did is they said, hey, for $20, we're going to give you unlimited shrimp. And so that's what they decided to do. And, it worked. But it also didn't work. It worked because people came in and started buying it up. It didn't work because people totally took advantage of this promotion, and the company took massive millions and millions of dollars in losses because of this promotion. And so what had happened is you saw people coming into the restaurant and literally staying and eating for hours for $20, $25 if you get a drink or something like that. So typically you will see many businesses doing stuff like this where they will do what's called a loss leader. That is where they're going to on purpose take a loss to get more customers into the door. What that is supposed to do is they can either upsell them and make profits on the back end with other things like drinks, appetizers, desserts. They can upcharge the customer while they're at the restaurant to make money back. The other thing that will happen is they could potentially get a repeat customer, somebody who comes in, originally for the $20 promotion, but then comes back for dinner, for, a few years after that, because maybe they liked the food so much. That's the idea of this. But the problem is, and, you see a lot of other restaurants offering tons of things for free. Notably, one of the comparisons that was made in the article was Olive Garden. Olive Garden offers all of their customers free breadsticks, free salads, to when they're dining in. Now, the reason why that works a lot better is because breadsticks are a side. What Red Lobster is trying to do is they're trying to offer an entree to people for a limited price. It's like you're ordering an entree, you're filling up for $20, and then there's no reason for you to order anything else. At least when you're getting breadsticks for free, you still need to get an entree at Olive Garden. You're not just going to eat breadsticks all day. So that works really well for them. When you see something like this, like what Red Lobster is doing, offering an entree for free, then it backfired on them. So very important lesson for restaurant owners and businesses that are looking to do promotions. Don't fill up your customers on entrees before they get to order any food and make you any money. Okay. But this is really just kind of talking about a big theme here that we see, not just Red Lobster, but lots of other restaurants that we've seen operating for many, many years, many, many decades, are starting to shut down. And this is a sign that customers aren't out there spending money at the rate that they used to. Consumers are slowing down, and this will have a big effect on the economy, on consumerism, and the way that money is flowing in the economy right now. So one of the things that's so difficult, though, is that a lot of these restaurants during the pandemic, they had to take out loans to survive. So they went to the bank, they borrowed money, and now there's the money that they have to pay back, plus the interest, right? And if a lot of these companies took out loans in the pandemic and some of those, that debt is starting to mature, the debt can roll over into the higher interest rates, and it can become even more expensive for these restaurants to operate. Now, this isn't not to mention all of the rising costs in labor, all the rising costs in materials and products. All of these higher costs are affecting the top and bottom lines of businesses. Top lines because you have customers that are not wanting to eat out as often because it's so dang expensive. Bottom lines because earnings are shrinking due to rising costs on things that I just mentioned, labor, materials, all that kind of stuff, right? I did a video a little while back about Starbucks too. So it's not just the sit down restaurant industry that's being affected here. You see fast food restaurants and even coffee shops like Starbucks are starting to see a slowdown in their sales and their same store sales. And that's a big sign for us to understand that people are really starting to slow down. Why? Why do you think people are slowing down? This all goes into the bigger picture that we've been talking about the whole time. The reason people are slowing down is because prices are so high. And when somebody gets paid and they pay off their mortgage and their insurance and their car and their credit card, there's not a lot of money left over. So how are they supposed to go out there and spend if there's not a lot of money left over? Well, they could borrow, but the problem is that interest rates are higher than they've been in a very long time. Credit card interest rates are really high up. And don't get me wrong, people are still out there spending and borrowing money to fuel the spending, but it's very expensive. A lot of people are starting to back off. A lot of people are starting to hit their credit limits. And worse than that, some people are starting to get late on their payments. You see a lot of people out there making videos about the delinquencies. A lot of people out there talking about how people are just not paying their bills. And why do you think that is? It's because the money that they would be using to pay off that debt is being used on basic necessities like food and shelter. Now, energy prices were starting to really surge here in the beginning of 2024. They did hit a peak up in the middle of March and pulled back, but I do think that energy prices are likely to continue surging through the rest of the year. So this is where I want to kind of talk. Again, I'm not just here to educate and entertain you guys. I am also here to tell you guys what I'm doing about all this stuff, because my net worth personally has hit all kinds of new all-time highs this year. That's happened multiple times to me so far. And I want to show you guys why. Well, one of the main reasons is because a big bulk of my investments are within precious metals. Precious metals meaning gold, silver, and I'm even getting very interested in things like copper and titanium, aluminum. Even looking into commodities like that, I think could really benefit from these rising prices, right? You know, copper actually just hit $5 per pound for the first time ever. It's an all-time high. And I wouldn't be surprised to see copper hitting $10 per pound for the first time ever. These are the price surges that I would not be surprised about. I would not be shocked to see that. And so that's why I'm thinking about getting into some copper positions. I don't currently own any, but I am thinking about getting into some copper positions. Some of the stocks I like right now are Southern Copper. It's ticker symbol SCCO if you want to look that up on the New York Stock Exchange. The other one that I like is Freeport McMoran. It is FCX ticker symbol. It's another stock that I'm thinking about buying here very soon, because I think that copper prices can continue. Like, I like copper. I'm bullish on that. I like the metals, gold, silver, copper, aluminum, but also these energy plays, guys. I think there's a lot of opportunities for oil and gas stocks. If I can't pick a stock, the ETFs work great. Lots of good dividends. So if you look at like the XLE, which is just the SPDR Energy Select ETF, it comes with over 3% annual dividend yield. So you get the growth from the capital gains if we get a surge in prices on the stock, but you also get a 3% dividend, which is nice and solid. So I think there's lots of opportunities here. There's lots of options. I know that some of you guys are beginners and you might not understand how to invest into the stock market right now. So that's where you want to think about joining into my investment club. It's where you guys get to see my watch lists. You get to see the stocks I'm trading, the ideas that I have. I post all that stuff for you guys and show you why I'm doing it. Hopefully so you guys can kind of understand my strategy. And in that investment club, you will start to develop your own strategies. And I'm going to show you how to start understanding the market so that you can be successful with this too. So if you guys want to check out more info on that, the links are down below in the description. And I want to know in the comments what you guys think about all this stuff going on with the restaurants. We see a lot of them failing. A lot of them are struggling with higher costs and not being able to bring in a lot of money because people are pulling back on their spending. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think a lot of these restaurants are going to go out of business, or do you think that they'll be able to survive? Let me know in the comments. I love to read what you guys have to say about this stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.